Welcome back, everyone. So, if you're gearing up for the German DTZ exam, you already know about the absolute mountain of vocabulary you're expected to climb. It can totally feel like an impossible task. But today, we're going to completely flip the script on how you study. I am so pumped to guide you through this explainer because we're taking that massive, intimidating official vocabulary list and decoding it into something that actually makes sense for your brain. So, here's the million-dollar question. How do you memorize hundreds of words without just blindly reading a dictionary from cover to cover? Look, if you've ever stared at a vocabulary list until your eyes literally glazed over, you are absolutely not alone. Rote memorization, it's a massive pain point for language learners. It's frustrating, it's exhausting, and honestly, it's just really inefficient. So today, we're rethinking that entire strategy. Okay, let's dive into this. We're starting with a snapshot straight from the source document, the official DTZ word list. And yeah, it's the classic, intimidating alphabetical march. A, abbiegen, die Abbildung, just a giant wall of text. The problem is, when you study a list strictly from A to Z, you're stripping away all the natural context. Your brain doesn't actually store information alphabetically, right? It stores it by association and real-life relevance. So when you try to learn abfall right next to abfahren, your brain gets super confused because garbage and departing trains have literally nothing to do with each other.
So take a huge sigh of relief. We've taken the A through D section of this list and totally reorganized it into a day-in-the-life structure. We're going to cover 1. Travel and public transport, 2. Navigating the workplace, 3. Everyday home life, 4. Navigating social interactions, and 5. Tricky words and false friends. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Travel and public transport. We're kicking things off with your daily commute vocabulary. Right off the bat, we've got a really crucial transport verb, straight from the A section of our source list, abfahren, which means to depart. Now, what's absolutely essential here isn't just knowing the English translation. For the DTZ exam, you really need to know those irregular forms, which the source helpfully lays out for us. You got to know it transitions to fährt up in the present, fuhr up in the past, and ist abgefahren in the perfect tense. To really anchor this in reality, let's look at the exact example sentence provided in the source material. Unser Zug ist pünktlich abgefahren, meaning our train departed on time. See, if you just memorize the word in isolation, it might slip away. But if you actually visualize yourself standing on a German train platform, looking down at your watch as the train pulls away perfectly on schedule, well, that word is going to stick in your memory for sure. Section 2. Navigating the workplace. Moving on to your vocabulary for professional survival. And this brilliantly illustrates one of the absolute best study hacks you can use, pattern recognition. Just look at this cluster of words, all built around the single root word, die Arbeit, or work. From the source, we pull out arbeiten, to work, der Arbeiter, the worker, der Arbeitgeber, the employer, der Arbeitnehmer, the employee, arbeitslos, unemployed, and the Arbeitslosigkeit, unemployment. It's like a giant puzzle falling into place. By learning just one core root word, you've instantly unlocked this massive branch of workplace vocabulary. Super efficient, right? Let's look at another really cool way to connect the dots. The source list gives us these words scattered all over the A and B sections, but look what happens when we map them out logically. Step 1, the Ausbildung, the training. Step 2, die Bewerbung, the application. And step 3, der Arbeitsplatz, the job or workplace. Suddenly, we've turned this random list of static nouns into an actionable, chronological career journey. You train, you apply, you get the job. We also want to give you a quick, strict grammar snapshot of some essential workplace verbs found early in the list. Here we've got anfangen, to start, arbeiten, to work, and anstellen, to employ or queue up. Seeing these in a structured table format with their present, past, and perfect forms all neatly lined up, that is so much easier for your brain to digest than trying to hunt them down individually as they're scattered throughout a giant A to Z PDF. Section 3, Everyday Home Life. Time to tackle those daily household chores. Just like we did with the career progression earlier, let's construct a timeline of a morning routine using some A verbs from our source. 6 a.m., aufwachen, you wake up. 6:30 a.m., aufstehen, you physically get up out of bed. 7 a.m., abwaschen, you wash the breakfast dishes. Chronological sequencing like this aids your memory way better than alphabetical order ever could. You're basically attaching the vocabulary directly to the natural rhythm of your own day. While we're still focusing on the home, let's zero in on a very specific household noun from the list, der Abfall, which means garbage or waste. The source text gives us a highly practical rule that you might literally see posted in the hallway of your apartment building. Werfen Sie den Bioabfall in die grüne Tonne. Throw the organic waste into the green bin. Tying the word to a real-world, everyday instruction makes it instantly relevant to your life.
Section 4, Navigating Social Interactions. This is all about building community and chatting with neighbors.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how a single word is framed. The word itself is unbeaten, to offer. But look at the example phrase pulled from the source. Darf ich Ihnen etwas zu trinken anbieten? Meaning, may I offer you something to drink? Learning entire, polite phrases like this equips you for real, immediate conversations. You aren't just memorizing a verb, you're learning exactly how to be a gracious host in Germany. Similarly, let's look at the entry for der Dank, or gratitude. The source doesn't just give you the noun and leave you hanging. It provides a whole toolkit. Vielen Dank für Ihre Mühe. Thank you for your effort. Herzlichen Dank, heartfelt thanks. And the awesome idiomatic phrase, Gott sei Dank hat es nicht geregnet. Thank God it didn't rain. You can really see how one single noun expands into multiple dynamic conversational tools that you can use, well, every single day. Section 5, Tricky Words and False Friends. Definitely beware of these guys. Let's expose the first major trap right here in the A section, the word also. Now, in English, also means to or in addition, but in German, as the source shows us, it acts as a filler word, meaning so or well. The example they give is, also die Sache ist so. So, the thing is. If you try to use the German also to mean to, your sentence is basically going to fall apart. So, the crucial point is really highlighted in this next classic trap, bekommen. It looks and sounds exactly like the English word become, which means to turn into something. But in German, bekommen means to receive or to get. The source gives us, Haben Sie meinen Brief bekommen? Did you receive my letter? Please memorize this one, or you're going to accidentally walk around telling people you are literally turning into a letter or turning into a cup of coffee. Let's break down another sneaky false friend, aktuell. In English, actual means real or factual, but in German, aktuell actually means current or up to date. The source text perfectly illustrates this with the sentence, Umweltschutz ist ein aktuelles Thema. Environmental protection is a current topic, not an actual topic. It's a subtle shift, but a really important one. And our final false friend for today is die Art. Spoiler alert, it's not a painting hanging in a museum. In German, die Art means type or kind. The vocabulary list cements its true meaning with a very specific practical example. Okra ist eine Gemüseart. Okra is a type of vegetable. Keep these false friends separated in your mind, and I promise you will save yourself a ton of confusion on exam day. Which brings us to the end of our explainer. We've only covered the A through D sections today, but just look at how much context, meaning, and structure we've built. I want to leave you with a provocative thought. If you abandon the traditional A to Z dictionary march and instead group your words by everyday themes like we just did, how fast do you think you can master the rest of the alphabet? Seriously, try applying this thematic strategy to your own study list tonight and watch how much more information your brain retains. Thanks so much for learning with me, and best of luck on your GADT as e-prep.